This past week was the best game that you managed against TCU. Would you agree, or you think you're improving in that area?
Yeah, I think I did some good things as far as that goes. I there's still stuff I think we left out there, stuff we want back. But we are improving, and I think it's an important time to do that. We should be playing our best ball, in this month, and I think we're on the right track. Got a lot of stuff we still have to clean up. That's the nature of the sport. But yeah, I think that as a whole we found our identity, and I think it's now about playing with passion and finishing the season strong and realizing what the opportunity we have ahead.
You're not seeing quite as much pressure as you were there for a stretch. What sort of improvements are you seeing from those guys in front of you blocking?
The outstanding job, and they're really proud of that. That group from the beginning has worked really hard and tried every day to get better, and it's showing. They've persistently tried to get better in practice and ask questions, and that's something they take a lot of pride in. Really proud of those guys. The way that they've worked together and continue to improve is now showing. And there's still obviously things, like I said, that we got to clean up, but they've come a long way and will continue to get better. And they've gotten better individually, but also as a unit. Making calls and working with each other to pass things off, and it shows on film. They're doing a really, really good job, and we got to continue to challenge that group and continue to get the leadership out of some of those guys up front to finish the season out strong.
With what they do defensively, it makes things up a lot. What's going to be key for you guys this week?
I think the key at this point in the season, with where we're at, with the rest of the games we play, is playing with effort. Playing with passion. Like I said, I think we found our identity. I think that we're in a good spot as an offense, but we have to realize the kind of effort and the finish mentality it takes to win football games in November, late in the season. Everybody's hurting, everybody's banged up, everybody's played a lot of games. Who's going to show up on game day and play with more effort and finish blocks better and tackle better and get those extra yards and move the chains and finish with touchdowns and not field goals. Those little things, that mentality you take into the game is extremely important at this time of the year. So that's what I'm pressing as a leader on this team. As leaders on this team, we are all pressing that passion and effort and bringing it to practice as well, so that on game day we're ready to go.
No, I kind of naturally help.
This was considered your best graded game. If you look at the raw numbers, people might not realize that. But what made it so good when you guys look at the film and just how you played?
Yeah, it's interesting. Because numbers and stats and all that can be read in so many different ways, and that's just it's an interesting thing to look at, because sometimes you play a really good game and stats don't show it, or you play a bad game and your stats are pretty good, and it's so that's a really interesting thing. But that's why it's important as players to not read too much into that, and I don't read into it very much. I'm focused on winning football games and moving the chains and being efficient as an offense, scoring points. I'm proud of the way we played on Saturday. Like I said, really proud of the O-line. The running backs are playing really well. They continue to step up and run the ball hard and do well. And we had them blocking number 91 last weekend, who's a really good player, and they stepped up and moved their feet. They're really playing with effort and playing with passion, which I said is really important at this point in the season. But yeah, no, it's something that, like I said, you can't read into as players, but our focus needs to be what it has been and being 1-0, and that's my only mindset every week.
Looking back, what did you like about what you did and sort of what you can apply to be 1-0 this week?
I think taking what they give you is a big part about playing quarterback, is not forcing things and really seeing it. And there's a couple times on third down that I threw the ball way behind the chains, and our guys went. David got it to a 4th and 1-on-1, and I'm giving our guys chances in space, but I trust our guys. We got good players, and throwing it underneath the sticks and letting them drop step and get upfield sometimes you're not going to get it, but sometimes it'll run. And that's just me not forcing things down the field all the time. There's times to do that, and there's times where you need to just take it in space and try and get upfield, move the stick. So I'm trying to find a balance in that, and I think that it's really it's a team game, man. And I'm proud of the way we played. I don't think I played some outstanding game or anything like that. I think I'm continuing to improve and continuing to learn our guys and grow in this offense. And I think there's a lot of things, like I said earlier, that we left out there that we need to improve on, and hopefully we can this week.
How do you find that balance where sometimes you can't force it and make the big play and just maybe make the smart play out of bounds, but also know where you can make that big play, like that third to Karan, I guess, last year at halftime in the Kansas State game?
Yeah, no, it's tough, and you're never going to be, perfect. It's just how it is. There's sometimes you'll force it down the field and the receiver will make an unbelievable play and everybody just kind of moves on and it's great and all that, and then sometimes you do it and it ends up bad, and you should have checked that one down. So never going to be perfect. Like I said, it's my job as a quarterback to do whatever I can to move the chains and give our guys chances when I use my judgment and think that it's a good time to do that. So like I said, it's continuing to grow and understand the situation, the point of the game that we're at, and kind of the flow of the game, that whole deal. So but I think the main thing about it is trusting the guys around you. I trust our weapons. I trust our offensive line, and I think you saw that last week. I throw it underneath the sticks and let these guys run, and good things usually happen. So continuing to see that on film, and it's good to see, and I'll continue to try and just spread the ball around and get these guys the ball in space.